A very good evening, all of you, in today's daily news analysis. आज 1st January है and today I'll be discussing two editorials of The Hindu. I just need 10 minutes of yours. सबसे पहले before starting, let's make this year the year of reckoning, the year of good things, the year of opportunities, the year of new challenges, but with renewed vigor and positivity. Let's make that we make the best out of this year. So 1st January 2021, a new year, and The Hindu editorial, daily news analysis. So let's discuss. The first article is about unmasked reflections on pandemic and life. ये article एक philosophical article है, and this article has written by our Vice President Venkaiah Naidu, and it can relate to GS topic for human values, lessons from teachings of great leaders, reformers, and administrators. So बहुत ही अच्छा topic है, and it will help you in essays as well. So COVID-19 has changed the way we have been living so far, and it has questioned the very purpose of life. So the article says that COVID-19 has restricted our lives, and we are living a masked life over the past 10 months. Now, this reflection is a question mark in terms of what is the purpose of life. What is the meaning of life that you're living? क्या life ऐसी रहेगी? Because we masked ourselves, but life has been unmasked. The questions of survival, the questions of uncertainties came into this. Now let's ask, what is the purpose of life? हमारी life का purpose क्या है? Dalai Lama says the purpose is to be happy. The purpose is to attain happiness. But how do we attain happiness? Because abhi tak we were living a life which was filled with materialism, which was filled with challenges where we wanted everything. The wants and needs were uncertain. The work became the only driver. Work, income, the materialistic things became the only driver, and that probably became the source of happiness. क्या ये सही है? That is the work only source of happiness? Because then we need to ask that probably that we need to relook. But if we know the question of what exactly life means, then we might have better answer. Life is a battle against uncertainties and challenges. और COVID-19 से बेटर ये कौन ही बता सकता है कि why life is a battle against uncertainties. The lockdown which happened on 24th of March changed the dynamics. We never knew that when can the life become normal again. I, as a mentor, this is my 11th year of guiding students, and I remember every day standing in front of board, teaching for 5 hours, 6 hours, discussing with students, and that was life. And suddenly it became uncertain. I don't know when I'll go to that whiteboard again to discuss. Maybe technology became a savior in all this process. So life is definitely a battle against uncertainties. A very famous philosopher, Plato says that philosophy is a process of constant questioning that takes the form of dialogue. Maybe philosophical understanding of life is important. Today in modern life, we are so driven by technology that we have stopped talking to ourselves. हमने अपने आप से बात करना बंद कर दिया है. This pandemic has forced to think. This has forced to think that where we are living, the way we ought to live. और एक सवाल उठता है that we need to revisit, we need to understand, and maybe re-seek what is the definition and purpose and meaning of life. So हमें ये COVID-19 ने सिखाया, where everything was about job, income, suddenly it became more about individual, family, and how do we take it forward. So coming to the journey as a challenge. एक journey है, एक challenge है. No objective meaning of life is written in stars or in holy book. Because कहीं भी ये नहीं लिखा है कि आपको ये करना चाहिए. Yes. It definitely talks about the birth and death. Birth and death are not subject to our volition. Volition का मतलब हमारी will, हमारी understanding. Which means birth and death is not under control. But the period between birth and the journey, the period between birth and death is something which is under control. The principal challenge is to navigate the journey between these 2 points. Define the purpose in the life. Find the meaning. हमें जानना होगा कि इस birth और death के बीच में हम क्या कर सकते हैं, because this is something that we can control. The birth and death cannot be controlled. The principal lesson that we have learned that we are a part of a larger design and we have to live that way, not at the expense of others. Larger design ka part hai. I remember, and one of my mentor, a very famous person who has mentored a lot of people to be a civil servant, Ajit Abhyankar, he is no more. He passed away almost a decade ago. He said that this life has a grand design for each one of you. And let's seek that grand design and be a part of this grand design. Now, coming to the personal experience of Venkaiah Naidu, उनका क्या कहना है? The author evolved and grown with the time and experiences that came along. The author has shared the share of his testing time and handled them in his own ways. कैसे उन्होंने अपने challenges को handle किया है? And he said that spiritualism, where you seek answer to the problems, became handy to find solutions and happiness was tested. The author also says that we need to focus more on social service. We need to go beyond and maybe bring the differences that we can do in real sense. But our contribution is key. Our contribution is the key, where individual can make the best of their life. Remember, we live only once and have to live the best possible manner. We have to move from selfishness to self-realization. We need to promote common good. Because human nature will remember or will make you happy only when there's a peace within and outside. Let's accept. The acceptance is the first realization, and maybe seek in whatever the challenges that you might come across in that acceptance. आप ढूंढिए कि उस acceptance में solution क्या है. Bhagavad Gita says that whatever happened for the good. Whatever is happening for the good. Whatever will happen for the good. Which means जो हो रहा है वो सही है, जो होगा वो सही है, और जो होने वाला है वो भी सही है. So we have to find equilibrium in this uncertainties, because they will never cease. They'll come again and again. We need to tune ourselves and face them. We need to face them and maybe in a happy state of mind and find a purpose in that meaningful flow. Coming to the country as India. India has done well. We have risen to the occasion to fight the pandemic. Parliamentary committee ki ek report hai, it says that the way country has handled the various aspect of the pandemic with grit and determination underlines the massive human effort or national effort that has been made. The way the spread of virus and mortality was kept under check are no mean achievement. यानी जो हमने achieve किया है इस pandemic में, that is worth celebrating. Yes, we could have done better. That is always a question, but definitely we have done well so far. Then what is the way forward? The need of the hour is to draw the right lesson, learn from it, go and introspect, both as an individual and as a collective. But remember, we still need to keep our guards up. A constant vigil is needed to fight till finally the battle is won decisively. Learning to live with a purpose and meaning is the biggest takeaway of the year that has gone by. यानी हमें life का एक purpose होना चाहिए, and let's fight and make sure that we are able to have that purpose. So that is article 1. A wonderful article. Read it a few times to get a hang of it. It can be helped in the essay and of course in the ethics paper. Now, article 2 talks about the new coronavirus strain in India. It is related to GS Super 2, issues of health and science and tech. Now, let's go and introspect and see how the last year has been. Now, we can say with certainty that we are must prepared, because this year will be year of vaccination. We are prepared in terms of testing, vaccine candidates in development, public awareness, and the experiences that we have been exposed. Yesterday, there was an article which says that we are producing 1 lakh people of workforce, the health people who will vaccinate people across India. But amidst all these certainties, there became an uncertainties that a new strain from United Kingdom, wherein 25 Indians in India, they have also come across this, or they are also facing, they've also been infected with the new strain. SARS-CoV-2 UVI 020201201, ये जो UK strain है, it was detected only following an unexpected spike in southeast England. Now, this virus has at least 14 significant mutations which can affect health cells and worsen compromised immune system, which means the problem still remains. This new mutation was something it was never understood. It is recently it has come across. There has been good point as well, because so far we don't know that how this new strain will impact the mortality, but it is definitely true that this new strain is much more transmissible than other variants, which means कि जो पुराने variants है उससे कहीं ज़्यादा transmissible. Amidst all these challenges, what should science and technology do, and what are the challenges that we might have ahead? The first thing is that the Indian scientists will have to grapple with a new beast called mass genomics surveillance. What is mass genomic surveillance? Mass genomic surveillance is a process where you try to understand and make a genome sequence of the virus and understand how changes are happening. The good thing is that India has genome sequencing machine, and we have people also identify that. But early days की अगर हम बात करते हैं of the RT-PCR, we could just isolate 4 to 5% of the population. Unlike what UK does, India has a genome sequenced around 5,000 compared to United Kingdom, which is 137,000. So definitely we still have to make up and make sure that हमारा genome sequencing better हो, so that we can understand the whole dynamics which this virus is undergoing through. India has formed a consortium of leading genomics lab to make genome surveillance and routine continuous exercise to be welcomed. हमने एक group बनाया है which will make genome surveillance a very much routine exercise. Now, what is the way forward? आगे क्या होने वाला है? 2021 is a year of vaccine, which will have a rollout and with an unprecedented scale. Scientists have already warned that it is possible that some virus strain or the escape mutant, यानी जो कोई नया strain है, it might evade the vaccine immune response as observed in the hepatitis B case. So this is a very important fact. Hepatitis B case, the mutant escaped. So what is the way forward? What is way forward is the continuous monitoring. Developing suitable detection kits are only way India can shore up defense against this pandemic and those of the future. So we have to make sure that not only constant vigil, surveillance, monitoring, genome sequencing, and that is the only way forward. That completes today's video. So let's understand the mains marathon. There are 2 questions. First is related to art and culture. Safeguarding Indian art heritage is the need of the hour. Question number 2, what are the methods used by farmers organization to influence policymakers in India, and how effective are these methods? Okay, so you can attend both these questions. So that is all for today's video.